In this picmonic, polycystic ovarian syndrome, or PCOS, is depicted by the peacock with PCOS. This disorder begins when patients have hyperinsulinemia, which increases GnRH pulse frequency, the Hiker insect syringe causing up arrow gonad gopher with frequency waves. Due to increased GnRH frequency, there's a large increase in LH from the anterior pituitary, the large up arrow luge, and a small increase in FSH, the small up arrow fish. These hormones cause increased androgen production from theca lutein cells. The up arrow androgyny thinks of lute, which influences a decrease in steroid hormone binding globulin, which then causes there to be an increased free testosterone. The down arrow steroid stare bound goblin with up arrow testes stereo. Due to aromatase, obese patients have increased estrogen from androgen conversion, the obese person with up arrow Easter eggs. This increase of unopposed estrogen leads to an increased risk of endometrial cancer, the up arrow risk of tumor at the inner layer of the uterus. So in quick review, PCOS begins when hyperinsulinemia increases GnRH pulse frequency. This causes a large increase in LH and a small increase in FSH, which influences theca lutein cells to increase androgen production. An increase in androgens decreases steroid hormone binding globulin to increase free unbound testosterone. Obese patients with PCOS have more estrogen, which increases their risk of endometrial cancer.
For PCOS mechanisms, think of this peacock exhibit in a private zoo. And there's this activist hiker riding an insect syringe, and being against animals in captivity, he bombs the private zoo with insulin. But this has an unintended effect in the gonad gopher exhibit, where one burrows up and squeaks little frequency waves to let the others know about the delicious insulin. One burrows up just in time to launch a fish. It was luging, and the luge is launched even higher. The android genie owns this zoo, and when he sees how much the visitors love this little stunt, he can only think of all the loot to be made. During this distraction, the stare-bound goblin guard, who keeps the animals in, is knocked down, and the testes stereo makes a break for freedom. The obese zoogoers increasingly munch on their Easter eggs while enjoying the show, and they litter the peacock's exhibit with the eggshells. And from these shells grow a monstrous little tumor at the inner layer of the uterus, leaving the peacock to hide behind its own feathers.